45. Didn't see that one coming, did ya? Hey, welcome to the Vibecast. This is the podcast that I host. This is the vibe check for the world. My name is Brent Pella, as you probably know, because you were one of the 18 listeners to the show. Welcome back. We had a two or 3 week break. I was out in Texas. We'll get into that. I'll share a little info on what I had going on. And, we're back now for the foreseeable future. Who knows? Might take another little break. Might pop in and out of this bitch. You know what I mean? Still trying to figure out the podcast game. Is it for me? I don't think so. But we're going to do it for now because it's fun and it's easy. And I love to connect with you guys. And honestly, every time I'm doing a show and after the show, somebody comes up and they say, hey, man, I listen to your podcast. It's great. That feels pretty cool. It's happened about 6.5 times, and each time it has felt wonderful. It's really fun. This week's episode is brought to you by a couple of my favorites, Masszymes from Bioptimizers. True story. I was in the University of Wisconsin Stout last night on Saturday, September 10th, and sometimes when I'm traveling on the road, I have to get to the airport pretty early. I don't really eat breakfast, and then I have a really long plane ride, like 4 or 5 hours, so it's like 6 or 7 hours of total travel time, and then I get to where I'm going, and I don't really have time to eat. I got to rent a car. I got to hit the road. I don't really fuck with fast food. I'm going to get to the point. And so this happened yesterday. I landed at 6 p.m. The show was at 7. It's an hour away. I ran to the car rental. I got the car. I drove straight to campus. I did the show. Show was fun. Pictures and talking afterward. Didn't get out of there until around 9:30, right? What do you think is open at 9:30 p.m. in Menominee, Wisconsin? That's what it was. Menominee. Hey, also name your town something different. You know what I mean? Don't name your town 8 letters that all sound the same. Menominee. Okay? The only thing that was open was a dive bar that served delicious wings, but that's the best I could do. So I had like 2 pounds of wings and immediately took Masszymes at the same time. It helped a ton. Okay, I don't get heartburn when I take these. I don't get indigestion, acid reflux. So I bring these on the road with me everywhere I go. And now you also have a fun story about what it's like on the road. You know what I mean? Masszymes.com/Brent for a discount, especially if your body is starting to tell you that, hey, maybe eat less chicken wings. Well, eat all the chicken wings you want with Masszymes. That's a real fact. Also brought to you by Nootopia. Nootopia is the brand of customizable nootropics. Good for your brain, good for your body. Can boost your cognitive function and abilities to make you see through walls and rob banks. That's also a known fact. Nootopia.com/Brent. Take the quiz. See what you would like to better your brain all about. Better your brain all about? That's not a real fucking sentence. Whatever. Check them out. I love them. I use them every day. Also, Vibe Rosé. This is the rosé wine brand that I just launched. Super fun. We're having a blast. We're sponsoring a lot of comedy shows out in LA. We're also the House Rosé in San Diego. And if you live in Santa Barbara, highly recommend you go check out Fish House, the Rodeo Room, Indochine. Just a couple of places that are pouring up the vibe out in Santa Barbara. There are a few more too. We're online at viberosé.com, VYBROSE.com. Shipping to a couple different states. Use promo code VIBRATE with a Y for a 30% discount. All right. We're almost 4 minutes in. That's the ads. But the ads are fun. Aren't the ads fun? Come on. We have fun. We read ads. We have fun. This is how I pay rent. So go buy the things that I just talked about so that I can keep paying rent and making you videos for free and not making money on them because YouTube shadow banned me. I don't really know what to do about that. I'm trying, but there's nothing I can really do besides just keep making videos. You know what I mean? Like if you look at my views, I bitch about this all the time, but it's true. My views are trash right now. They will soon be wonderful. I want to manifest good things, but it has not been very good for the past literally 12 months. It's been awful. The worst of my entire career, actually, before I even started getting a following. And it's back to those numbers. And I truly don't know what to do. So what you can do to help me is subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell a friend. Just share it with a friend. Just text somebody a video sometime and say, hey, look at this fucking weirdo, and look at how weird he gets. You know what I mean? And that'll help. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it fucking won't. Who knows what the universe has in store. What's going on lately is what I want to talk about, because the past couple weeks, if you miss one thing on a Tuesday and you try to talk about it on a Thursday, it's already like everybody's moved on. So I was writing down notes about Joe Biden's speech, and now the Queen is dead and the whole world is on fire and nobody cares about Joe Biden's speech anymore. I'm still going to talk about it. Dude, Joe Biden, that photo of Joe Biden's speech with him like surrounded by red and his arms raised, like they stopped serving, early bird specials at Denny's an hour earlier than they usually do. That is not a great presidential look. You know what I mean? He looks like he's starting the purge. He looks like he's calling for the purge to begin. Okay? He looks like he's up on stage and he's saying, "Hey, everybody, if you're a Democrat for the next 12 hours, you are allowed to murder a Republican." That's what he looks like. He said it's also kind of what he said in a way. My biggest issue with Joe Biden is that he does some of the same shit that Donald Trump did. He uses this language, this rhetoric, to classify an entire group of people, millions of people, to classify them as one way. And even if he peppers in like, it's the minority, but we should still be worried about him, even if he does that from time to time, it's not enough. Because he's branding all conservatives as MAGA Republicans. That's what it comes off as. And you can see that that's what it comes off as. Anytime you go online, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube comments, whatever, the way people talk to each other. I even have a close family friend who considers all Republicans to be bad. And I said, no, I was just with Republicans for 2 straight weeks in Texas. All my Republican friends live out there. And they don't even want Trump to be president. They're pretty logical and reasonable. And this person was like, "Oh, really? That's refreshing to hear." And I was like, yeah, but it shouldn't be a surprise unless you're so fucking butt-fucked by CNN that you just envision every Republican as a 70-year-old white dude from the Midwest who hates Jews. Like, how can you possibly think that everybody in one political party is a certain way? And that's what Trump did too. We're on a political run today, bro. This fucking episode's going to be wild. I can already tell. That's what Trump did too. And that's why I never fucking liked him, because above anything else, he was never interested in uniting people with his speeches or what he talked about. I remember him having one good moment. I forget what it was, and I'm upset. I was trying to remember what it was earlier, and I was looking it up through his interviews and on-camera things. But I remember once he had some really like intelligent thing. I don't know if it was a glitch and his brain switched into like be a human mode, but for his entire presidential run, he was calling liberals bad and the left and progressives and whatever. And yeah, there's a lot of fucking bad and dumb there, dude. I know. It's in my videos, But the way he did that and the way he used rhetoric to fire up his base against half of the country is the same fucking shit that Joe Biden is doing to fire up his people against the other half of the country and claiming they're a threat to democracy. No, dude. People who storm the Capitol are probably a threat to democracy. For sure. You're going to storm a government building? That's political violence, dude. Ain't no place for that. All right? Fuck your political violence, okay? On all sides, all right? Ain't no burning down buildings, ain't no storming buildings, ain't no looting stores going to solve anything, okay? But the way that Joe Biden delivered that speech as if the soul of America is like on the verge of collapsing. First off, it is, but it is because of what you're saying, Joey. It is because you have no interest in uniting everybody to agree to disagree on things and continue living life respecting people based on their character, not their feelings toward abortion based on their religious beliefs, or their feelings toward wearing a mask based on opinions on personal freedom and liberty. Like, to classify an entire group of people as bad and paint a picture of all Republicans being MAGA Republicans, which they're not. MAGA Republicans are like people who voted for Trump, right? Isn't that just like Trump supporting Republicans? I don't know a single Republican friend of mine that wants Trump to run again. None of them. They want DeSantis. They don't want Trump. Nobody wants to vote for Trump again. And to classify people like that, it just causes more division. And it makes you look like a fucking dunce, Joey. That's what it does, dude. It makes you look like dummy Trump, bro. Makes you and him look the same amount of dumb when it comes to that specific thing, the talking to Americans. There's a opinion piece on Wall Street Journal that I highly recommend. Daniel Henninger wrote it September 7th, 2022. It was a recap of the speech. There's a paragraph I want to read. Millions of normal Americans who wouldn't be caught dead invading the U.S. Capitol do consider themselves MAGA Republicans, which in broad terms mean they align to some degree with Donald Trump's policies and opinions while he was president. See, even that, I don't think, like, if I agree with one or two things that Donald Trump wanted to do with the economy, that doesn't make me fucking MAGA. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, or somebody else, if somebody else agrees with one or two things, which in broad terms mean they align to some degree. What is that degrees? It's so fucking subjective, dude. Anyways, I'm not here to bash this article. It's actually pretty cool. Mr. Biden can't use this phrase and insist he is talking only about a minority within the Republican Party or American conservatism. Right. The president's continued assaults on MAGA Republicans should be properly seen as an attempt both to marginalize the opposition and to intimidate it into submission and silence. That's exactly what it is, dude, because you keep throwing out these buzzwords, MAGA, 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 Trump supporting MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Hey, bro, ain't nobody fucking wearing MAGA hats anymore, okay? I haven't seen one of those since I was in Missouri in 2020, all right? I literally have not seen anybody wear MAGA shit lately because there isn't, like, that Lauren Boebert chick or whoever else is trying to, like, grift off of the MAGA hype. I don't like those people. Those people, I guess, are the MAGA people. But here's the last line. The implicit threat in Mr. Biden's thought-out aggression is that the legal and investigative powers of the state may be deployed against disfavored beliefs. I don't know why that was so fucking hard for me to read. But anyways, dude, it's all about intimidation. It's all about power. That's what Trump did. You know what I mean? That's what you do when you're running for president, I guess. You intimidate to gain power, to gain a political edge, to do whatever BlackRock and China wants you to do, okay? Your boy has been getting deep into conspiracies lately, but it's just it's just crazy that a president can, like, call millions of people one thing and generalize them to the point where, you know, you're just pushing us closer to a massive conflict in our own country, and that's just not what we need. You know what I mean? Looks like he was starting the purge. He really does. He looks like he was telling everybody to go out there and grab a pitchfork and the sharpest goblet you have, because he's old, so he's probably choosing old weapons. Whatever. All right. On to more fun stuff, away from political shit. Man, I also want to do a shout out. I got to shout out Force of Nature Meats. Okay. This is not a paid ad. I love Force of Nature. All right. They sent me a shipment of meat recently. I was already a customer. I was already a fan. They sent me a whole bucket of meat, and I've been cooking with it like crazy. It's a lot of the stuff you can find on @BrentsFood on Instagram. They do regenerative farming. What is regenerative farming? I could either freestyle that, or I could look it up for you and tell you exactly what it is. Regenerative agriculture is it's agriculture and farming that reverses the effects of climate change as it goes. So it kind of equalizes itself, right? It's something like that. All right, here we go. I'm looking it up right now so I can be real. Force of Nature Meats you can buy in Los Angeles at a couple different places. I know for sure Erewhon. I think Rainbow Acres out here in the Venice area. Possibly Whole Foods. Don't know for sure. Check it out. But you could also order it online. A lot of indigenous communities were doing regenerative agriculture, and it's organic, and It's organic. It's just better for the planet. It's better for your body. And it's very much not in line with factory farming practices. All their animals are cared for. They're loved. They're read bedtime stories at night, okay? They sent me a picture of the owner reading Goodnight Moon to a bison. The next day, I was rolling that bison into meatballs and putting him in a cast iron skillet. But you know what? He was happy because he had just learned how the cow jumped over the moon, okay? Is that in that book? I'm not sure. forceofnaturemeats.com. All right, go check them out. Highly, highly, highly encouraged. They also do mixtures. They mix in different parts of the animal to their meat. They mix in different parts of the animal to their products. So like if you get a packet of venison, it might have organ meat, heart meat, liver meat. Bison meat might have liver meat and other organs mixed in, and it's just so good. I feel sustained. I feel sustenanced when I eat it, okay? Force of Nature Meats. Check them out. Highly recommend. So that was it. That was the little shout out I wanted to do. And that wasn't paid. That's just out of my heart and soul. Out of my heart and soul. Texas was really fun, man. I was out in Texas doing a couple of things. Actually, opening on shows for JP at the Austin Cap City Comedy Club, where I will be back soon, I hope, to do my own weekend. I'll let y'all know about that. But at the club, we were also directing JP's comedy special. Super stoked about that. Not going to tell you much about it yet. Just know it's coming out this fall. I directed the special. I also produced it alongside JP and his team. It's going to be really cool. It's really fun, and I'm not going to say anything else about it. Just look forward to it. What else did we do? Oh, I was also rocking with the Black Rifle dudes and ladies out in San Antonio. We shot a couple of spots for them. The return of Glab Glork, the Blue Alien, is on the horizon, so that'll be coming out soon. What else, dude? The Queen is dead. The Queen is dead. You know what's crazy is, like, people will see something happening in culture and they'll just immediately use it as a way to, like, make themselves look like high status and smart, and like everybody started immediately talking about colonialism as if, oh, the Queen's dead, let's talk about her colonialist ways. For sure, let's talk about the Queen's colonialist ways. For sure. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's not talk about any of the good things that she did. Let's immediately go to all the bad. Talk about that shit when she's alive, dude. Challenge people when they're living. Just like you give them flowers when you should give them flowers and respect when they're living and appreciation. Do the same shit for the bad. What are we doing? You're going to call out colonialism after she died? It's just very strange to see that. To see people immediately default to a place, to saying something that, like, will make them rise above everybody in their minds, you know? Like, how much purpose do you lack in life to where something happens and you immediately have to talk down to whoever that happened to? In this case, the Queen. It's just wild. And it's so fucking hot in LA. This is completely different. I turned off my fan because I didn't want you to have a sound during the show. I was about to turn it back on, but it's actually really annoying. So we're not going to do that. But it's just so hot, dude. And in California, I don't know if you know this, but you're not allowed to breathe during a heat wave because your breath coming out of your body is actually hot, and it will add to the heat. That's what Gavin said. Gav Daddy said, no breathing during a heat wave. So I actually haven't breathed in 4 days. Yeah. I make the sounds of breathing, but I don't actually breathe. And therefore, I'm helping contribute to the fight against climate change. And you should be too. You know what I mean? Even watching this right now, do you know how much energy you're using? Okay? And if you're in a state that's not California, well, you better curb your energy use, dude. Okay? Because we feel it. We can feel every swipe on Tinder that you're doing. All right? Every minute of screen time that you do. Every time you turn the volume up, turn it down. Turn the volume down right now. Matter of fact, I'll turn the volume down. I'll turn the volume down. Did you like that? That was fun. That was probably weird if you're just listening to the audio, but it was a pretty good joke if you're watching the YouTube video. Dude, Gavin Newsom, trash. What is he? Trash. He's just trash. He's trash. He's trash. He's trying to ban gas vehicles by the year 2035, so you can't purchase a gas vehicle. But then you're going to control our energy use? How do you think that's going to work? How will that work? Forcing everybody to drive an electric car, but, recommending that we don't drive that electric car or charge it after 4 p.m. Where does that go? And that's when you see the slippery slope folks come out of the woodwork and they start talking about, well, he gets everybody to drive an electric car and then he puts a stop limit on your energy consumption and now you have to stay at home, and that's the beginning of the end. I don't know if I really believe in that part of the whole conspiracy thing about the whole New World Order thing when everybody's going to be controlled. I don't buy into it a ton because I was watching another thing I do when I'm on the road alone in a hotel room naked at 12 midnight is I'll watch the craziest conspiracy videos just for entertainment because it's fun. It's silly, some of them are really wild. And some of them have some truth and some things to look out for, right? And I was talking to a family member about this recently because I just watched a conspiracy video about, the World Economic Forum's New World Order, which is real and in paperwork and documented. But this person was actually extrapolating on that and proposing a possible future scenario of everybody in America being limited toward the amount of food that they could purchase, gas they could purchase, energy they could use, etc. And that would all be because of climate change. And climate change is the mechanism that will be used to control people more and limit their use of everything. But when I brought that up to this friend of mine, they said, no, that's dumb as hell because there's no way that we, citizens, will be limited in the amount of money we can spend. Because the people who run the world are money people. It's not politicians. It's trillionaires. It's hundred billionaires and trillionaires. The heads of all the biggest companies that own everything. And you think they're going to want us to not spend money as much? No. They want us to spend all of our money, always, because they are the ones making the money from us. So why, and I haven't found an answer to this yet, but this is an open question, so if any of y'all Reddit University fucking 4chan people are out there with the answer, hit me in the comment section. How would the future of America become so controlled to the point where our every move and purchase was monitored and limited when the people who run the world are the most capitalistic, money-hungry fucks known to man? They survive on money. Money is in their DNA. Money is their power. And if Americans are spending less because we're limited and we can only buy one steak on Wednesdays, or we can only buy $100 worth of grocery on a weekend, or we can only charge our car halfway before it stops charging automatically to save on energy, how would they be okay with that? Because they would be making less money, and therefore there would be less of a divide, and they would have less power. That's my question now. Because this shit, a lot of people are scared about nothing. I feel like some things are actual things, for sure. But some things are just not going to happen. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We will have to figure it out. But football is back, and I am going to go watch it now. I'm going to go watch football now. It's time. So, this is a funny tweet. Brendan Cooney. Everybody go follow Cooney or Die. COONEYORDIE. Cooney or Die. He does a lot of hilarious inside baseball tweets about comedy. He said, women with IE or EY at the end of their name, unattainable. Sounds like a future shooter. Bad joke. Excuse me. Guys, I love you so much. Thanks so much for chilling, for hanging, for following the journey, for following the vibe. I appreciate it very much. We got more big things coming, dude. Couple of bigger projects we're working on and pitching. Couple of new videos coming out. If you don't already, please subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. And tell a friend. Tell a friend. And support the sponsors so they can support the show, so I can support you with laughter and love. Newtopia.com/Brent for the survey that you can take, free, no obligation, and figure out what Newtopia might be able to bring to your brain as a benefit. And then masszymes.com/Brent. This is an enzyme formula designed to help you break down food and digest better. Masszymes.com/Brent. Vibe Rosé, baby. It's out now. Check it out on Instagram. Order some. Use promo code VIBRATE, VYBRATE. That'll save you 30%, which basically gets rid of your shipping costs. So you're only paying for the bottle, if you think about it that way. Buy a couple bottles. Buy a bunch. Buy at least 2 or 3. They're delicious, okay? I love them very much, and I'm having a good time with this brand. The launch has been fun. We're in a bunch of bars up in Santa Barbara. And check it out, viberosé.com, okay? I got shows coming up. Sedona, Arizona, September 23rd for VortiFest. Tickets are on my website, brentpella.com/shows. Promo code Pella for a discount. Oklahoma City in November, Dallas in November, and then I'm taking a bit of a break from the road this fall. I'll be doing a couple other spots. Northern California, putting it together. Florida, putting it together. Chicago, working on it. And then we'll see what 2023 brings, because I was on a big-ass tour this whole summer, so I'm kind of road-toured out at the moment. But a lot more fun videos and projects coming up outside of that. And that's it, man. Go drink some water, okay? And have a wonderful week. I hope you accomplish all the dreams that you're trying to accomplish right now. All right? Peace.